Welcome back to my channel. It has been a little while since I've done a vlog, and I figure I have enough stuff to update you on that it might be a good idea for me to do a vlog. Also, it's going to be a little while before my next full-length video comes out, so I also figured I'd give you something to show you, yes, I'm alive, I promise, I'm still working on videos. I'll have some timestamps down below, so if one of the things you find interesting, you can just go to that and you can skip over the other stuff if you want. Of course, you can watch the whole thing if you want. That's great. I would love that, but I understand that my life is not exactly the most exciting thing in the world for people. But yeah, so let's get started. All right, so firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to my new subscribers and to those of you who have actually been supporting my crochet patterns. I've actually had a few purchases, which boggles my mind because I never expected that anybody would purchase the pattern. I'm also really happy that people are watching the tutorial and it seems like it's going well. I have a decent amount of views on it. Not, I mean, you know, I consider 50 views or so to be really good for one of my videos, so I'm really happy about that. And of course, if you have any questions or comments or critiques or whatever, please let me know. I am still new to doing crochet videos and that sort of stuff, so I can always use some feedback. But I am planning to do more. My next crochet pattern, I'm actually going to be starting to film hopefully next week. Because I've been crocheting a lot and playing Legend of Zelda on the Switch a lot, my thumb, it didn't really hurt it, but I strained it by doing so much stuff with it. So I was gonna start to film this week, but I'm giving it an extra week. So hopefully I will be starting to film next week, and hopefully that pattern video and the actual pattern will be out probably by the end of October. It is a pattern for Christmas, so I want to get it out early enough so people can start working on it. It's a slightly bigger project than the fall pumpkin hat. Not too much larger, but it's still great for beginners. It's actually a very easy pattern that looks really nice and really cool, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It took a lot of trial and error. I think I crocheted it 3 times and had to undo it and recrochet it, mostly because I was fine-tuning it and trying to figure out exactly how do I want it, and you know, I wanted to make it as easy as possible, and I got it to where it looks wonderful, but it's also super easy. There are only 2 ends to weave in. You don't have to weave in a bunch of ends, and it's super great. And it is a Christmas decoration, and it should be really, really awesome, and I'm very excited to share it with you. But so look forward to seeing that hopefully by the end of October. It just depends on how long it takes me to record the video and how long it takes me to edit it. It's actually a little less complicated than the pumpkin hat because a lot of this pattern is the same couple rows repeated for part of it. So it's not quite as involved. So hopefully it won't take me too long to do that and put everything together. I learned a lot editing the previous video, so hopefully I will take what I've learned from that and I'll make this one even better. And I think I said this in my first pattern video, but I plan to hopefully have a pattern out every 2 months or so. It may be more often than that, it may be less often than that, but that is my current goal. I currently have 2 patterns that are pretty much complete. They just need some more pictures, but the actual pattern itself is complete. I just need to film them and get them out. One actually was the actual first pattern I completed. The fall pumpkin hat was actually sort of my second one, but the first one, I had to refine it a bit more, and so it took me a little bit longer, and also it's for winter, so I figured I should do my fall patterns first and get the holiday stuff going so that, you want to have time to make certain things and make sure you have enough time to do gifts and decorations and all that. So I wanted to get, the more holiday related stuff out first. But beyond the 2 that are pretty much ready to go. I have a few more in the works that I am either brainstorming or I've actually written some stuff down. I've actually done some swatches of. So I actually have enough. I have several patterns that I should be able to put out stuff for at least the next 6 months or so. And I always constantly have new patterns in my head. So I am actually really excited. I thought that I would come up with one pattern and be like, oh, well, no, I can't come up with any more, sorry. But no, it's actually, once you start making your own patterns, you start to see, ooh, I could do that. I can make that. I can make a version of that. And yeah, so it's been really fun. A little challenging, but really fun. Everyone's been really positive so far. My biggest fear is somebody buying one of my patterns and then just saying, oh my God, this totally wasn't worth $1.75. You're horrible. I'm like, oh no. And I have to remind myself, it's only $1.75, and it's like very obvious at the top of the pattern, like free pattern tutorial at this link. Like, you don't have to buy the pattern if you don't want to. So I have to tell myself that I've given people enough notice, hopefully, because that would just be terrible for me if somebody just hated it, and I would just, oh, I'd feel awful. I know you can't please everybody. It's one of those things. It's like, no, please don't hate it. I hope you don't hate it, or at least, you know, if you don't like it, let me know why, because that would be at least helpful. But so far, everybody's been really nice about it, and it's going well. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who has been subscribing and watching my video, and of course, you know, purchasing my pattern. I love you no matter what. if you purchase or you don't purchase, like, I mean, obviously when I see that somebody's purchased, I'm like ecstatic. You know, yeah, get that $1.40, because PayPal takes out, I think, 35 cents for each transaction, so I don't make very much. But right now, it's not about the money. It's just about kind of a validation of, yes, this is something that people do like, and that, you know, I'm not wasting my time. So I'm very, very happy, and I wanted to thank everyone who has been just helping out, and I really appreciate it. And I want to provide you much more content in the future. All of my, I won't necessarily have a tutorial for every single pattern I put up on my my store, but most of them will have a tutorial. It's just, there might be a few patterns, like I'm working on a doily right now as like one of those little side projects, and I'm like, I might do a pattern of that, but I'm not going to do a video of it because it's just, it's too much. Trying to do a tutorial for a doily would be a little long, and ultimately I think it would drive me crazy, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So if I might put up one or two patterns here and there that just don't have tutorials, but most of the ones I do, most of the patterns I put up for sale will also have a free tutorial with them, at least to some extent, because that's my plan right now. You may also see fall nails in the Christmas video. I'm sorry. I was like, maybe I should do Christmas themed nails, but then the videos take me 2, sometimes 3 weeks to film, and it'd be really sad going around in October with, you know, Christmas nails. It'd be a little weird. But anyway, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You don't care. I like, nobody's gonna care. Be like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing with the crochet patterns, and I am just, again, I'm very happy people have seemed to like it. So yeah, next we can talk about more general updates that are going on with me. So obviously, because of what's been going on this past year, not a whole lot of exciting stuff has been happening, but what it has allowed is it's allowed my husband and I to start dieting and exercising, which has been really great. Yeah, here's the secret of weight loss. Count your calories and exercise. That, I mean, it's really easy to do. It's just not necessarily the most fun thing to do. I got a Fitbit back in December for Christmas, but I didn't really quite know how to use it. I knew how to do it for the steps, like to tell me to get up and walk every hour to get, you know, 250 steps, but I didn't really know how to set it up for a calorie deficit or for using it for exercise, things like that. I didn't really know very well how to do that, and I wasn't really that worried about it. But when I got back from a trip in July, I weighed 155 pounds, and I was like, nope. Because back in October, November last year, I had just reached over 150 pounds, and my doctor said, okay, you're technically overweight now. You should try to lose, just a couple pounds, and just to get you back into the normal weight range. And so I'd been trying, but not really. And then, COVID hit, and I was like, snacks, woohoo, it's fine. My husband's working from home, whatever. Having somebody at home who also likes to snack makes me snack. And it's not an excuse, it's just what happens. But so I gained more weight. And so yeah, I was 155 pounds when I got back from a trip in July. And I went, nope, I am going on a diet. And so I saw that you could enter in your calories on the Fitbit app. And so I started doing that, but I didn't know how to do the calorie deficit. Well, my husband got his own Fitbit in late July because he saw me entering my calories, and he saw like me getting up and doing my steps, and he thought, well, that might be good because my husband also needs to lose weight. And he figured out how to actually do a bunch of the stuff with it. And so we set up a calorie deficit. So I'm at so it calculates your basal metabolic rate, which is just your height and your weight and your gender and all that and your age and stuff. It's kind of just a generic calculation. It's not 100% accurate, but it calculates that based on what activity you do. It adjusts it for the activity you do in a day. If you do more activity, you have more calories that you can use. If you do less activity, you get fewer calories you can use. Because you burn calories just by sitting and breathing. You burn calories just by existing. And so mine is set up to where I want to eat 250 calories less than what I actually burn. And that way I'll lose approximately half a pound a week. It's not exact. It actually took me 3 or 4 weeks before I actually started to see like actual weight loss because my body was getting used to it. And we decided to start walking. That was our exercise. That is our exercise. So ever since late July, we've been going on a walk around our neighborhood pretty much every day except for Sundays. That's our rest day. We started off really easy. I mean, we did maybe half a mile the first time, and we kept extending that. And now most days we go anywhere from 1 to 3 miles a day. Usually we have 3 longer days and 3 shorter days a week. So we'll do usually 2 to 3 miles on a longer day and usually 1 mile on a shorter day. And you burn a decent amount of calories. For my height and weight, I usually burn about 100 calories a mile, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Kind of depends on how fast I'm going and how long we're actually walking. And I am now down to 145.6. So I've lost, since early July, I've lost 10 pounds. So that's been amazing. I want to get down to maybe 140. Cause I mean, I'm sure I don't look overweight or anything, but not now anyway, but, I definitely could feel it. My clothes were getting a lot tighter because I'm usually a medium and everything, but it was starting to get a little tighter, and I didn't really like that. And I wanted to be a little bit healthier. I also didn't want my doctor to scold me. I haven't gone to see I'm seeing my doctor in November, so hopefully they'll look and go, oh yeah, great, you lost weight. My husband, when he went to go see his doctor recently, she was really happy. She's like, oh, good job, you're losing weight. Since starting this, he's lost a little over 15 pounds, and he's been going really well. He's been doing just great with it. And so it's been really nice to get out and exercise. And then we also watch what we eat. We're not following a special diet or anything. We're literally just counting our calories, and we're looking at the Fitbit app going, all right, how many calories do I have left? Can I have some ice cream? We just kind of adjust what we're eating a little bit. We try to get maybe lower calorie versions of certain things. We get like maybe those slightly lower calorie yogurt. We get the slightly lower calorie ice cream. We don't get the super, super healthy ice cream that's like, 200 calories for this full pint, because that stuff is gross. But we get Eddie's ice cream. For a serving, it's like 150 to 170 calories, and you just weigh it out, and that's your serving. That's what you get for ice cream. And we do that with snacks. We do that with pretzels. We have cheese puffs. We have cheese puffs in our cupboards, and you just weigh it out. And so you just weigh out what you're going to eat, and then you know how many calories you have. It does take a little bit more effort when you're doing your meat, like dinners and lunches and stuff, because you do want to write down, how much everything weighs, and calculate that out and figure out the total amount for the recipe, and then divide it among how many servings there are, so you can figure out how much you're supposed to be eating of something. But I've made pizza, like regular pizza. It's cheese pizza. I mean, if you want something more on the pizza, it's a little more calories. And we allow ourselves a cheat day a week, but we want to make sure that we're not actually going too far above our actual calorie allowance, so that we're not really gaining any more weight back. We're just not necessarily losing it for that day. You have to basically do what's comfortable to you, but diet and exercise are absolutely count your calories and exercise. That is absolutely the way to lose weight. I know some people have problems doing one or both of those for various reasons. So obviously, if you want to try to lose weight, talk to your doctor. That's going to be a great way to do it. Find what works for you. But yeah, so that's the trick to losing weight, I guess. So that's what we've been doing the past few months. It's been working. So I'm really happy about that. So beyond dieting and exercising, it's fall, so I'm very happy. I'm starting to get out some decorations. I don't have very many, but I'm placing a few around the house, and we don't get to have a Halloween party this year. I'm so sad about that, but it would be impossible to socially distance. Our place isn't that big, so we couldn't have, not that we'd have a ton of people over anyway, but I wouldn't want to have, even a few people over, because we just don't have the space for everyone to sit 6 feet apart, and just to sit with everybody, and it wouldn't be safe, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. We're still going to get candy. We're gonna eat candy on Halloween. My husband and I have agreed we're not gonna count our calories that day. It's like, just whatever. We're gonna order pizza, we're gonna have our candy, we're gonna watch a bunch of Halloween movies, and that'll just be that day. That's fine. We're also not going to count our calories for Thanksgiving either, because one of the side effects of dieting is that your stomach will actually shrink. So you won't be able to eat as much food anyway. So even though we're not going to be counting our calories, we're really not going to do that much damage. So it's not going to be too bad. But I don't want to be, trying to count all those calories and freaking out about it on those days. Like, if we know ahead of time, like, we're just not going to count calories that day, it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Let's see what else. Hopefully in the next month or two, I'll be filming another video. It's not a crochet related video or vlog. It will be an update video. So one of the first videos I made when I came back to YouTube last year was about my dog's immune-mediated thrombocytopenia. It was an autoimmune disorder that he got, and no warning signs that this was even a possibility he would get this. And we were freaking out. I could find very little information on it online, and just not a very good explanation of what to expect. And so I decided to make a video about this, because explaining what it was, and then also my personal experience with it with my dog, because I knew I couldn't be the only person who's going through this. And that video's gotten almost 1,000 views on it, and a lot of comments, talking about people who have also, saying, oh my goodness, I'm going through this too. Thank you for making this. And that's kind of what I wanted. I just wanted to make sure that people had this information. Well, it's been a year and a half since he was diagnosed. And he's fine. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. But I wanted to do an update video about it because I had wanted to make one like after a year later, but then COVID hit. And so you couldn't get into the vet unless it was an emergency. And then we were waiting and then we're like, all right, when is a good time for us to, spend the money on getting both, we have both a cat and a dog, getting them both their checkups. So finally we did that. And so I finally have more information that is relevant to an update video. So I have finally enough information, because before it was kind of just, yeah, he's doing fine, but I don't really have any actual information from a vet. Now I do. And I figure I'll make another video about that, because I think that, again, since I was obviously not the first person to go through this with their dog, I'm also not the only person, I'm sure, to go through this where they have recovered, but what do you do now that they've recovered? There are a few things that might change. And I think that it's important to let people know what's going on. Also, because if somebody's looking it up, and they go, okay, well, you made this and you said your dog's doing okay. Is your dog still doing okay? Yes, my dog is still doing fine. And so I want to reassure people that he is doing okay, and that their dog very likely could be doing okay too at this point in time, hopefully. So I need to do an update video on that. Let's see. Oh, yes. The next section, I'm just going to talk about the PlayStation 5 event, because I got very excited about that. So PlayStation 5 announced they were going to have an event. Was it last week that it happened? Well, I don't actually know when I'm going to upload this, but it was mid to late September when they did their announcement, because Xbox had been talking and they'd finally put out their pricing information, and then everyone wondered, when is PlayStation 5 going to reveal their price and reveal more titles and things that are coming out for the PlayStation 5 at launch, and when is it launching? And so they had their event, and I remember there had been a rumor only like 1 or 2 days before the event that they were going to announce Final Fantasy 16. Basically started by the fact that somebody had found that they had registered a Twitter account for Final Fantasy 16, and that was like enough to set off rumors. Well, the first thing that pops up in the very first thing in the event, you see these guys sitting around a campfire, and I saw this, like, this guy has a symbol on his face, and I immediately went, is this Final Fantasy? And then it, pulled out, and I was like, well, this looks like more medieval, like dark, like, is this Final Fantasy? And then it cuts to a battle scene, and there's chocobos, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is Final Fantasy. And my husband goes, oh, well, maybe it's just an expansion to Final Fantasy 14. Nope. But it is done by the Final Fantasy 14 team, so that's why it looks kind of similar, I guess. And then the kid got blood all over his face, and we went, this is a rated M Final Fantasy. This is going to be fun. And of course, no release date. No, I mean, this thing is still early, I bet. Because this is obviously all footage probably from, like, the first hour of the game. But I was very excited. I went, oh my god, I need more. Final Fantasy VII Remake came out in April. I played that in like, I think I finished that in a few days. I went, all right, I need more Final Fantasy. I need it so badly. Because Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, or whatever they call it, is probably not going to come out until 2022 at the earliest. Probably 2023. Hopefully it doesn't come out later than that. They better not make us wait another like 5 years for this game, because I'll be so mad. But Final Fantasy 16, we know it's coming at some point. That I imagine will probably come out in like 2 years. Probably would make sense. And they showed off Spider-Man Miles Morales. I played the first Insomniac Spider-Man game. I didn't finish it. It just wasn't my thing. It was a good game. It was entertaining. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff to do in it. But I think just between like the combat and everything, it wasn't for me a fun combat loop and a fun gameplay loop. So I played it and then I went, I'm good. I kind of got it. So I have a feeling my husband might want to play the Spider-Man Miles Morales. He really liked the first Spider-Man game. But I was like, nah, this looks cool, but I'm not too excited about it. They also announced Hogwarts Legacy, which I'm very split about. I'm sort of feeling neutral about it, because it could be amazing or it could be terrible. We just don't know. We don't know enough about it yet. We didn't actually see any like actual gameplay or anything. They showed things that made it look like maybe this is gameplay, but we have no idea. What it does seem like though, you get to create your own character and you get to explore stuff in Hogwarts that is not related to the books. So it has the idea is very good and could be very entertaining, but I am reserving any further judgment until I see more of it. I really just can't tell if this is going to be good or not. So it could be good, could be terrible. We will see. Let me think. I'm trying to remember all the things they revealed. I don't remember all of them because I didn't even look it up to remember exactly, because there's only a couple things that I'm like super jazzed about. They showed more for Deathloop, which the game, again, not really my thing, but it sounds a lot more interesting than the first trailer made it out to seem. The first trailer was like, yeah, whatever, but the second trailer actually makes it seem kind of interesting, where it's like, you have to eliminate all 8 of these targets, but it's like a puzzle, you have to figure it out. I'm worried that it could get really tedious and eventually kind of like, oh god, it's a slog. So hopefully they have a way to keep it interesting. But again, it's not really my type of game. But my husband will probably play it, and so I'll probably watch him play it. So we'll see about that. Let's see. They revealed more about the new Oddworld game. I never played the Oddworld games. Not really, you know, it looks cool, but nothing I really want to play. They showed actual gameplay. Well, at least we think it's gameplay from the remastered or remade Demon's Souls, which looks really cool. And my husband's just super excited about it. I have only ever played one Souls-like game. I played Hollow Knight, which I think is considered a Souls-like game. It's also a platformer thing. But basically Souls-like is, you know, the big enemies and you smash your face against them until you finally beat them. They're not exactly for me. I get so frustrated at Hollow Knight. I got to the final boss and I just couldn't beat him, and I said, you know what? I've already seen the endings on YouTube. I'm done. I don't need to do this. I do not need to frustrate myself. So Demon's Souls looks really cool. I am not going to play it because I can't deal with frustration. Video games to me have to be fun, and I can't deal with that. So yeah, no, I'm not going to be playing that. And I think they probably revealed a couple other video games. I don't remember which ones they were. I know they showed that, like, oh, there's Fortnite. Oh, they showed Call of Duty, I think, which was like, oh, okay. But then they showed the thing, I don't remember what they called it, but it's an addition to PlayStation Plus where you get a whole bunch of games, the best sellers, basically for free. You just download them and you can play them as long as you have a PlayStation Plus membership. And they had a lot of good games in there. God of War, Last of Us. They had other stuff, I don't remember. But it was a lot of good games. So that seems like a neat idea. If you're already subscribed to that, it's kind of cool. And then they revealed the price and everything, which I will talk about in a bit. But at the very end, a little teaser, you hear a voice, and I went, oh my god, is this God of War? And my husband was like, no, I don't think so. And you see that, like, the snow, and you start to see they did the little loopy thing, and I went, oh, it's God of War! It's God of War! And, you know, it's just Ragnarok is coming, and I'm like, it's God of War! They didn't even say, I don't even think they said God of War, it's just you knew it was God of War. They didn't have any footage or anything, which was a little sad, but I was like, as long as it shows that they're working on it, I got so excited. And I think they said it's supposed to come out, they had a date. I don't remember what it was, but I'm so actually, no, I don't know if they had a date or not. Whatever, but I'm so excited for it because the first one was really good. That's another game that has a bit of an issue with a little bit of a tedious game puzzle and combat loop, but the story and the visuals were so good, and the voice acting and just all the interactions were so good that a slightly lackluster combat and puzzle system was completely overlooked. Like, I was fine. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to a second one. I hope that they can address some of the issues from the first one. And And I think that that's reasonable because the first one was a completely new direction for the series. And so I think they did a really good job with what they, with trying something new. So I have high hopes for the second one. So we'll see. So speaking of the reveal of the prices for both the discless and the regular disc version of the PlayStation 5. The prices weren't really that big of a surprise to most people. Some people thought that, well, maybe PlayStation 5 will undercut Xbox by just a little bit, but there have been a lot of reports of production issues and higher production costs and things like that for PlayStation 5, whether they're true or not. It doesn't really, PlayStation 5 is like, well, they're going to choose between Xbox or PlayStation anyway, so we'll just give them the same price. But they were able to decrease the price $100 for the discless version, which makes sense because it's an ultra high def 4K Blu-ray player that's in the disc version. So those are probably not super cheap. I don't know how cheap they are on mass production, but I can't imagine they're super cheap. So that makes sense. And also, PlayStation 5 makes more money in the long run off of a discless version because people are stuck buying the digital versions of games. So, and they don't, so I don't know that they would make more money necessarily if they went all discless, but they're going to make their money back on the discless ones, I think, no problem. And people are going to buy games for the regular one. Yeah, no problem. They the pre-orders, they've all sold out everywhere. And I know they're going to do more, but those are going to sell out. Fortunately for my husband and I, we already knew that we were not going to pre-order the PlayStation 5. Usually the first run of most consoles, not just the PlayStations, but any console, but PlayStations have had a bad track record of this. The first production run of most consoles is just terrible. There's always issues, bugs, things like that. And it's not worth buying the first one. It's usually worth it to wait for a second or third production run. And combine that with the fact that everyone is trying to get one and the fact that it is $500, we'll wait, we're fine. If we really want to play some of these games, we have a PlayStation 4, which a lot of the games coming out now are also going to be coming out for PlayStation 4. And also a lot of them are going to be coming out on the PC. We can play those. So we're not too worried about that. But yeah, also it's we don't need to spend $500 on that now. We'll wait. We'll wait on that. Maybe my hope is that maybe by next holiday season, which is most likely when we'll get one, they might have a bundle. It'll be the same price. It'll still be $500, but maybe they'll have that with a game with it or something. Maybe they'll have, a Spider-Man bundle, or they'll have a Demon Souls bundle, or they'll have a bundle of some kind where it has a game with it. So you basically get a free game. So that'd be nice. That'd be kind of cool. Just a little cost save thing. I don't know. But we'll see. We want one, but it's a little much right now. Both the stress of trying to get one and just trying to pay for one, and also not wanting to have to deal with bugs. So yeah, there is that. All right, so that was pretty much all the updates I had. I know this was probably very boring and very long, and I'm so sorry. This is why I haven't done vlogs. I haven't done any actual vlogs in a while because I didn't really have too much, I don't usually have too much stuff to talk about. And I'm long-winded, and I understand that. I know most people don't watch these, which is perfectly fine. But I just wanted to film something to give people kind of an update if they wanted an update, and just to say, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm still making videos, I promise. I'm still planning to do more crochet patterns and more other videos too in the future. Although I really do like making the crochet videos. I think that is probably a good direction for this channel. I inadvertently crochet has inadvertently become probably my most skilled hobby because I write a lot, but I probably crochet way more than I write because I don't think there's a time where I don't have a project that I'm working on for crochet, because I watch a bunch of stuff and I just crochet while I'm doing it. So I actually have probably more hours in crochet than I do in any of my other hobbies. So it makes sense to put those skills to use and to present some cool patterns to people. I may eventually do some tutorials. I had filmed a couple I think way earlier this year or maybe even last year. But I never posted them. I wasn't completely happy with them. And again, the whole pandemic thing hit. And so my husband was working from home and I didn't really know how to set up to film stuff. But I may do some tutorials in the future as well. We will see. I don't know entirely what exact videos will be on this channel. I know it won't be 100% crochet. It'll probably be still a few other things here and there, things that I just feel like talking about because that's usually what I do. Oh my god, I've been seeing like my Outlander review video has gotten disliked so much, and I actually probably should expect that because a lot of people like Outlander. It could just be that my video is boring, but that thing got disliked so much. It's just funny to me. I bet a lot of people, they probably didn't even watch it. They're just like, no, you hate Outlander. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not a very controversial person, but I guess that's probably my most controversial opinion on this channel so far is that I think Outlander is stupid. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't think I can make myself watch the second season of Outlander or any other seasons of that show because it was so bad and it doesn't get better. So yeah. But yeah, I might do reviews of stuff similar to that if I just happen to watch a show and go, oh my god, this is horrible. So we'll see. But anyway, sorry for this long rambly mess. This is how my vlogs usually are. You know this. This is what you have come to expect from me, the like 10 people who ever watch my vlogs. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful fall. If you follow my Twitter, you should see some more fall pictures coming soon. There's pumpkin patches around here that are finally open. We'll be socially distanced, you know, we wear a mask, be very careful, but I want to go pick a pumpkin and several of the little pumpkins. I see the little mini pumpkins and I just lose my brain and I just need all of them. So I'll probably be posting a bunch of pictures and different things on my Twitter account. So follow me there if you just want to see some, you know, random pictures of fall stuff and usually of my animals and things like that. All right, I will see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.